Hi, everybody. Hi, Shelley.
Hi,
Uh,
Shelley.
Welcome to our session on the CTE's new community of practice. We're going to try and start something new for the fall. And in case you don't know who I am, my name is Angela Staunton. I'm a full-time faculty in the education department, and I am also a CTE coordinator alongside Gretchen.
Right. Hi, my name is Gretchen Reyes. I am the full-time faculty for the business side of the business department. So that means I teach the management, human resources, customer service type courses. And yes, along with Angela, CTE coordinator, very excited to be doing this community of practice next year with Angela and with all of you who will hopefully be joining us.
Yes. All right. So today it's going to be very quick. We want to just talk about what are communities of practice and kind of like what that looks like. What is TILT? And then how to sign up for the fall.
So what is a community of practice? Basically, a community of practice is basically for our faculty to come together to work on a project that is going to enhance our teaching and our learning. It's basically a way that we will be using the 21-22 school year next year to really support each other and to meet several times throughout the year, discussing and implementing this TILT project that we are looking into doing it, and really helping us understand and challenge us and help us become better instructors.
Yes. And usually communities of practice, a lot of the times there's several different groups of individuals working all around the same common theme of, best practices in teaching and learning, but they might be more departmentalized. But because this is new, we're going to start, with whoever would like to join us with this kind of focus on TILT. And we'll kind of just start here, and then hopefully as more people join and are interested, they can kind of create their own community of practice and decide kind of the area of focus they would like to kind of research and work on. So in this slide, I believe it got cut off a little bit, but it's just focusing on kind of the three characteristics of a community of practice. And so just like I was saying, they all share kind of this same domain of interest. For our purposes next in the fall, we definitely will all focus around the TILT community, which we'll talk about in a second, or the TILT practices. Second is community. They pursue these interests through these activities, these discussions, problem solving. I've been in communities of practice when I was teaching at a high school, and we all had the same book that we were reading, and we took the kind of elements of that book and then decided how to kind of implement them in a classroom or implement them in our particular programming. And so that kind of leads into that practice. So what are we going to take from the knowledge that we gained from this community, and then how are we going to put it into practice? How does it look like in our classroom? Can it even, how transfer to the college or even the surrounding community? So it's really a nice way to kind of just problem solve and work together and kind of generate ideas through a shared vision.
So what is TILT? So basically it's the transparency in learning and teaching. So it is the woman who actually came up with it. She has her PhD from Harvard. She created this program. We have a couple videos in a second that we're going to show you that she kind of breaks out what we're looking at. But it has helped more than 40 institutions over 7 continents throughout the world, basically help promote colleges' student success. What I really, when Angela and I sat down and talked about what we would like to bring to the faculty and teach them, it was this program. What it really focuses on is it focuses on engaging the Triton College Community College student, our first generation student, our lower income students, and really helping them be successful at college. Angela?
Yeah.
You're fine.
Okay. So basically this slide, it just kind of explains, we're trying to kind of remove any kind of barriers to our teaching, and then more specifically kind of to our work. And so again, as a community of practice, we can decide like how we want our focus, focus to be, or what we want it to be on, and then take, maybe it could be a particular assignment and decide, what's benefiting the students from this assignment, what's not benefiting them, or are we giving too much information or not enough information for students to be successful, in our classes through this assignment. So it really is a joint effort, and these videos next kind of break it down into 3 areas. The purpose of TILT, kind of some of the tasks that we might complete, and then the criteria for success. So let's see if this works. I just press play.
When we ask teachers to be a little more transparent about academic work, all we ask them to do is to discuss with students ahead of time, before the students do the work, 3 aspects of the work: the purpose, the task, and the criteria. The purpose has 2 parts, really. What skills will the students practice from doing this assignment? And what knowledge will they gain from working on this particular assignment? And we ask the teachers to talk with students not just about the skills and the knowledge as they pertain to that one assignment, but how does that set of skills and that piece of knowledge relate to the students' real lives?
Okay. Oh. That didn't work out so well. Hold on.
I think you could just play it probably just from those things.
Okay, and not make it bigger.
Right. So that was basically the purpose. What we're going to do is we're going to, have the students show them how they can understand the project. And then here's the task.
When we ask teachers
wait.
That's okay.
The next thing we ask teachers and students to talk about ahead of time, before the students start doing any work, is the task. That's fairly simple. It's just, what do the teachers expect students to do, and how should they do it? And to provide some direction about this helps students produce higher quality work, because they waste less time figuring out how, and instead focusing on the task at hand.
Okay, and then last is the criteria for success.
The last thing we want teachers and students to talk about explicitly together before the students start working is criteria. We ask for the teachers and students to come up with some sort of a checklist of expectations. But that's not enough. In addition to that, we want for students to see examples of what work looks like when it meets those expectations, and sometimes when it doesn't.
So before we go to the next slide on what our results are, I just want to give a personal example of this. In my employee health and safety online class last week, I just graded the assignments yesterday, I gave the students an assignment. Now, this assignment has been given to students. This is like the 4th time this class has run with this assignment. And I have never had any issues with this assignment in the past. This time around, though, every student did it wrong. And it took me to this tilt thought process that I wish that I had actually had an instructor view my assignment and tell me what they had thought of the assignment, and could I have made the assignment clearer for my students. Because in the past they had done it fine, but I do think, if I think about it, I had more students asking me for an example for them to see before they did the assignment. So when we go to the next slide, slide 8, and Angela, I'm going to let you take over because my husband's walking in the door. We're going to talk about what the effects of tilt are.
Sure. So again, I think what I like about this is we will do kind of, we'll collaborate with our colleagues and ask them to kind of really just look at a particular assignment that maybe, like you said, your students are having difficulty with understanding, and really break down kind of the purpose, the task, and the criteria. And so when we have like a clear assignment that is translated to a more I guess effective way of understanding it and then completing it, if that made sense, we find that students are more successful. And essentially it says this transparency in our assignments can help close the achievement gap that we're all trying to close, because we know a lot of just new majority students in general, they don't always feel comfortable asking questions. They may not even know how to ask the best question, or even in remote times, it's hard to connect with a teacher. And so as long as we're kind of doing a better job really focusing on our current assignments and making them more transparent, I think it's going to be a win-win for our students. So the goal for the fall semester would be to meet once a month during a lunchtime that would work for everybody. Yeah, it's very exciting. Thanks, guys, for comments in the chat.
Yeah, and we, before COVID, we would do it in the CTE with lunch and have the conversation then. And thank you, Shelly even says we can even provide some light lunch. So again, it's a great opportunity, again, for us to meet different faculties from all different areas of the college, working together on this project so that our classes are better, our assignments are better, our students are doing better.
Definitely. Okay, let me see. I moved forward. Okay, so we hope that, this would be just a fun, new, way to connect with your colleagues in the fall. We're all hoping to be on campus, getting a little bit back to normal. And so obviously, once our catalog goes out for the fall, sometime in August, you would just sign up in your portal under the CTE tab. And then before we go, we wanted to let you know that we are looking for presenters for the fall. So we start doing our work for the fall now. And so if there's anyone out there, I have this flyer here. I'm trying to make it so, hold on. You could see it better here.
But it's going to be going out to you. Oh, it's a great flyer.
And I can't find it.
That's okay. It's a great flyer, but there's a link in it to fill out a Google form that will go back to Angela and I, and then we will contact you at the end of May, early June to start. You can see it in that little Google form thing and reach out to you. But we're always looking for anybody who has a great idea, great practice. And also with this, if you could, it'd be great if you could get people from your department to maybe do this with you so that you also have sort of like a buddy. The example that I was giving earlier today to our dean was Calvin Washington and I teach some of the same classes, so it would be nice for us to be able to gather data together on both of our classes and have sort of a bigger mix of how our students do at the end of this program and so forth. So again, think about maybe bringing a friend.
Definitely. All right. Well, we hope that you enjoyed our session on tilt and communities of practice. Does anybody have any clarifying questions about anything before we conclude our presentation?
Okay. Well, thank you very, very much for coming. Oh, thanks, Kevin.